Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here today for your practice. As I always like to say, this is your practice. I'm here just to guide you through some poses, give you some cues, and hopefully help you integrate it all into your own experience throughout the day. Do listen to your body if you're still dealing with an injury, or if there's, every day is different. The body maybe just doesn't want to move in a certain way today. Do listen to the body and take care of yourself. I trust that you will do that, in particular in your homes where I cannot really see you and see what's around you. So I'll trust that you are taking care of yourself as always, watching for chairs and furniture and all that kind of fun stuff. We're going to work on hips and quads today. I know, yay. Yeah, right. Yeah, so exciting. As we move through our practice today. As I was going about my day today, organizing myself and planning things, one of the things I was tasked myself with today was actually going around a little bit and looking for a suitable venue for doing in-person classes. And by the time I got home, I felt very discouraged, just trying to find a space and all of that. And I then, kind of was processing that throughout the mid-afternoon. And then I had this realization a little bit later in the afternoon here, reminding me about why is it that I come to teach? Why is it that I come here and want to share with all of you? And it really is about my own sense of wanting to help others and wanting to create a greater sense of peace in other people's lives and be able to share that. And so, I realized that I just need to trust and allow and be focused on what it is that I want to create in the moment. And it occurred to me in the processing of this that, we sort of box ourselves into a certain perspective on things and about how things should be or how they need to be. And we kind of lose sight sometimes of what is our initial intention, what's our initial purpose of doing something. And when we come back to that, when we come back to what really is important to us and let go of some sort of expectations, we really can become much more grounded and centered in who we are. Life flows again, and it's not so tight and rigid and full of constraints. In other words, we are in the flow of life versus trying to make life fit into our flow. So that's our focus for today, is being in the flow of life in the moment with our hips, our quads, as we move through our practice today. Let's get started. Bring your hands together in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. We'll begin our practice by chanting the sound of Om, followed by one round of the Anusara invocation and an Om at the end. Take a deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth, clear the throat if you need to. And inhale to Om. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om. Take a deep inhale. Slow exhale. Just let it go. And we're going to get started in table. Props out of the way. Hands and knees. If you want a knee pad or a blanket, do have one under your knees, hands under the shoulders. Toes are tucked behind you. And just arrive. Notice how your body is feeling today. Any aches or pains or anything that you feel within the body. And do notice your energy level as well. If you have Ujjayi breath in your practice and you want to incorporate breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, slight constriction in the back of the throat, please do incorporate. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, let your heart sink towards the floor. Draw your shoulder blades onto the back. Let your ribs sink towards the floor, creating an arch through the lower spine. And then inhale, bring your heart forward as you come into cow pose. And exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale, coming forward. Draw your hands energetically towards each other. Draw your knees energetically towards each other as you inhale to come forward. So there's a full engagement here. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, coming forward into cow. And exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale to come forward, and as you exhale, we will roll to the right, round to the back, over to the left, and inhale to come forward. Keep rolling and rounding, making it big or small circles, listening to your body, whatever feels right for you as you begin to open up the spine, open up the hips, following your breath, circling, rounding, inhaling forward. A couple more times, rolling to the right. And the next time that you come forward, pause like a pendulum and swing the opposite direction. Over to the left, rounding to the back, right, coming forward, rolling and rounding. Again, big or small circles. And one more time, rolling to the left, rounding to the right, and coming forward to a neutral spine. From this position, walk your hands forward about 6 inches, forward of the shoulders, and then push your hips back towards your toes. Press your fingertips into the floor, lift the palms off the floor. Lift the outside of the arms, draw your shoulder blades towards each other, engage your core, and energetically draw your knees towards each other as well. Breathing in puppy, Shavasana. As you're breathing, see if you can just let go of your day, whatever it's been. Whatever pleasures or disappointments you may have had, let them go. Keep all the engagement of the upper body and core. Press your palms back into the floor. Keep lifting the outside of the arms, engaging your core. Couple of breaths here. And we're going to inhale, come all the way right up into into downward dog. Props out of the way. Keep lifting the outside of the arms. Press the fingertips, finger mounds into the floor, toe mounds into the floor. Engage your core. Broaden your sit bones behind you as you draw your front body towards the back body. And then if you're open through the hamstrings, draw the tailbone down towards the floor. Breathe. And as you inhale, lift your right leg behind you. Keep the hips level. Bend your right knee, flex the toes, and just open the right hip. Keep pressing into your palms. Keep the shoulders square to the front. And then straighten your right leg and bring your hips back to level and bring your right foot to the floor. Inhale your left leg behind you, bend your left knee, open the left hip, squaring the shoulders, pressing into both hands, keep lifting your knee, and then bring your left leg back, level your hips,
and bring the left foot to the floor. Hopefully, Trudy, that was okay for you. And bottom of your exhale, step forward, forward fold. Hands are 6 to 12 inches in front of you. Feet are parallel to the sides. One foot isn't forward of the other. Legs are working towards straight. And as you inhale, press into your fingers, lift the heart, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow, forward fold, Uttanasana. Pressing into your fingers, lift the heart, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow, forward fold. And one more time. Pressing into the fingers, lift the heart. Exhale, bow. Feet draw towards each other. Hands come to your hips. Draw the elbows, shoulder blades towards each other. Keep drawing your feet towards each other as you inhale to come all the way up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. In your mountain pose, press your toe mounds into the floor, in particular the big toe mounds, little toe mounds, and the inside and outside of your heels. And then draw the toe mounds back towards your heels as you draw up through the ankles, the legs, into your pelvis. Lengthen the side body, lift the shoulders up, roll them onto your back, draw the shoulder blades towards each other, engage your core, and then feel as if you are like a marionette where you have a string at the top of your head and you're being stretched from the crown of the head up, lengthen the sides of your neck, and then gently draw the ears back. Active Tadasana. On your next inhale, bring the arms all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Palms facing each other, fingers are pointing up towards the sky. Draw the shoulder blades onto your back as you engage your core. Rooting yourself into your feet so that you can rise up through the body, lengthening through the sides of the neck. And as you exhale, bow forward, forward fold. Press into your fingers, lift the heart. Exhale, bow. Step your left foot back and bring your hands to your front right thigh. Draw the feet towards each other. Pull your right hip back. Keep lifting your inner left thigh up towards the sky. And inhale, arms all the way up. Rotate the pinkies towards each other and draw your shoulder blades onto the back. Breathing in and breathing out. Rox, I'm thinking about the text you sent me. Now that I'm talking, I'm going to be self-conscious. Keep breathing. And as you exhale, hands come to the floor, step your left foot forward, forward fold. Press into your fingers, lift the heart. Exhale, bow, forward fold, and step your right foot back. Now draw your feet towards each other this time before coming up and bring your hands to your front thigh. I'm hoping that you notice you're more stable than you were perhaps on the right side. Draw your left hip back. Inhale your arms all the way up. Keep lifting through your back right thigh. Rotate the pinkies towards each other. And if you want to invite a little bit of a back bend here, you're welcome to. Not really where we're going today, but you're always welcome to take your practice where it's best for you. Breathing. And exhale, hands to the floor. And we're going to step back. Downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's come forward to plank Balasana. Hips are level with your shoulders. Heart's melting towards the floor. Push yourself forward. Lower to the floor. Untuck your toes. Roll the shoulder blades onto your back and come into Cobra Bhujangasana. Elbows are bent. Lengthen the sides of the neck, shoulders on the back. Breathe. And exhale to lower. Tuck your toes and push back to downward dog. Breathing. From this position, step your right foot forward and bring your left knee to the floor. Hands to your front right thigh.
Right foot, left knee are drawing towards each other. Pull your right hip back. Lengthen through the side body. And we're going to inhale the arms all the way up. Let's hook the thumbs today. Keep rotating the shoulder blades onto your back. Lean into your right knee. Draw the foot and knee towards each other, and then engage your core by drawing the tailbone into the body and drawing the front body towards the back body. Starting to open up our quads here on the left side. Also working the right hip. Breathing. And exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your left knee behind you. Step back, downward dog. If you're using a knee pad, place it on the right side. Step your left foot forward, right knee to the floor. Hands to your front left thigh. Good. I always throw my balance off when I'm looking at you this way, because I often look this way, so I keep my balance. I have to stop and check on you. Draw your left foot and right knee towards each other. Pull the left hip back. Lengthen through the side body. Inhale your arms up. Hook your thumbs. Draw the shoulders onto your back. Good. Lean into that left knee. Still draw the left foot back. Tuck the tailbone down. Engage your core. Lift the heart. So much happening here in Anjaneyasana. Quads opening on the right side. Hips engaged. Heart is opening. Core is engaged. Shoulder blades on the back. Lengthen the sides of the neck. And as you exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your right knee behind you and step back, downward dog. Come forward into plank. And now in your plank, draw your hands towards each other energetically. Draw your feet towards each other energetically. Feel that engagement, engage your core, and then push yourself forward and come down. Untuck your toes, roll the shoulder blades onto your back, pull your chest forward. Bhujangasana, Cobra. And exhale to lower. Tuck your toes and push back to downward dog. Breathing. Keep lifting the outside of the arms, drawing the shoulder blades onto your back, pressing into your finger mounds, toe mounds, engaging your core. And as you exhale, bend your knees. Step forward, forward fold. Press into your fingers, lift the heart. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Draw your feet towards each other. Hands either out in front of you or hands to hips to come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, hands to the heart. Arms to your side. Good. Do pause at any time for water. Just want to check everybody's okay. Yes? Good. All right. Trudy, you're doing okay here? Some tough wrist stuff. Okay, good. Coming back to the top of the mat, feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, bow forward, forward fold. Press into your fingers, lift the heart, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow hands to the floor. Step your left foot back and left knee to the floor. We're going to come into funky lunge. So bring your hands on the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out slightly towards the right side. And then turn your left shin so that the left foot comes to the right side of your mat. Now from this position, draw your foot and knee towards each other. Push your hips towards the back of the mat and tuck your right hip underneath you. Maintain all of that. Extend your hands forward. Stay on fingertips so that you can draw the shoulder blades onto your back. This is a gentle hip opener as well as it's engaging our pelvis, our core. See if you notice after a couple of exhales here, if there's a release
that occurs in your front right hip. I just felt mine, where it just kind of relaxes and opens. I find my upper body moves closer towards the floor. Breathing. And as you inhale, press into your hands to come all the way up. Bring your hands back to the lunge pose. Turn your left shin back to a regular lunge, and hands are going to stay on the inside of your right shin, preparing for lizard pose. Draw the foot and knee towards each other. Stay high in your hands, or you can bring a block in front of you, come down onto your elbows, or bring your elbows to the floor. Now in this pose, Prishtasana Lizard, keep your head lifted so that you don't round your upper back. Draw your right foot and the left knee towards each other as you pull the right hip back. Engage your core, so draw the front belly towards the back body. Draw the tailbone into the body and breathe. Now either stay here or lift your left knee off the floor and feel more opening through your inner right thigh and your right hip. And lower your left knee to the floor. Press into your hands to come all the way up. Walk your right foot back to a regular lunge pose. Lift your left knee behind you. And then draw the foot and knee, both feet towards each other. Place your left hand on the floor, right hand to your outer right thigh, and rotate your right shoulder onto the back and draw your right hip back. Now stay here, or if you like, you can extend the right arm up. Keep drawing that right hip back. And if you do, you'll notice that the right outside of your hip, you'll feel an opening or an engagement there. And then bring both hands to the floor. And we're going to step forward to a forward fold. Press into your fingers. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Draw your feet towards each other, hands to hips or arms out in front to come all the way up. And bring the hands to the heart. And just pause for a second. I want you to notice if you are feeling that in your inner right thigh or your right hip area, that opening. Yes? No? Okay, good. Some are, good, awesome. Inhale, arms all the way up. Let's even ourselves out. Exhale, bow forward, forward fold. Press into your fingers, lift the heart. Exhale, bow. Step back with your right leg, right knee to the floor. Walk your left foot out slightly, hands on the inside of your left shin. Turn your right foot to the left side. Toes are tucked behind you on the left foot, right foot, sorry. Draw the foot and knee towards each other and push your hips back and tuck your left hip underneath you. And then extend your hands forward on fingertips. Keep lifting the outside of the arms. Breathe. Again, as you exhale a few times, maybe you will begin to notice that there's more of an opening through that left hip. Your heart maybe sinks towards the floor a bit more. Breathing. Being in the flow of things, letting go of our expectations. And as you inhale, come all the way up. Hands back to a lunge pose, and your right shin comes back to a regular lunge. You might want to walk your right foot out just a little, or left foot out just a little bit more. You can stay high on your hands here as we come into lizard, but do draw the foot and knee towards each other first. Draw your left hip back, and then as you're ready,
Stay high in the hands, come onto a block or your elbows. Keep your head lifted so the heart can sink towards the floor. Engage your core and draw the tailbone into the body as you lengthen out through the spine. Feeling that opening through your inner left thigh, the left hip. And if you lifted the back knee on the opposite side, you'll want to lift your right knee off the floor here as well. Breathing. And lower the right knee if it's lifted. Press into your hands to come all the way up. Hands on either side of your front left foot and lift your right knee behind you. Right hand on the floor, left hand to your left thigh. Rotate your left shoulder onto your back and then draw your feet towards each other and pull your left hip back. And then from this position, you can stay here or you can extend the left arm up to the sky. Spread your fingers. Keep drawing your left hip back. And then bring both hands to the floor. And we're going to step back, downward dog. Pause for a moment in your downward dog so that you can press your finger mounds, fingertips, toe mounds into the floor. Lift the outside of the arms, shoulder blades on your back, engage your core. And then come forward into plank. Draw the hands towards each other, feet towards each other, engaging your legs, and then push yourself forward and come down to the floor. Untuck your toes, shoulder blades on the back, pull your chest forward, cobra. Bhujangasana. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes, push back to downward dog. On your next inhale, step your right foot forward, drop your left heel, and bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Parsvottanasana. Draw the foot and knee towards each other. Good. Feel that engagement. Extend the left arm out in front of you, parallel to the floor. Roll that left shoulder blade onto your back. Take the left arm over your left ear, palm face down. Keep drawing your feet towards each other, tucking that left hip underneath you. And then bring your hands to the floor. Walk your right foot out slightly towards the right side and bring your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Draw the feet towards each other, pull your right hip back, extend your hands forward, and again, let the heart sink towards the floor. So this is like funky lunge, but it's a lifted back leg. You should feel an engagement here through your inner right hip, outer right hip, as you draw the right hip back. And then walk your hands back to center, lift your left heel, step back, downward dog. On your next inhale, step your left foot forward, drop the right heel, and bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Feet are going to draw towards each other. Tuck your left hip underneath you. Right arm extends out in front of you, parallel to the floor. Rotate the right shoulder onto your back. Right arm comes over your right ear, palm face down. Breathing. Noticing, are you in the flow of the pose, of the practice? Are you in the flow of your own expectations about something or someplace or someone else. And bring your hands to the floor. Walk your left foot out just a little bit. Extend your hands forward onto fingertips. Keep drawing the feet towards each other. Left hip tucks underneath you and you bow your head. It's almost like a humble warrior as well, except our hands are not lifted behind us. Breathing. And then press your hands into the floor, lift your right heel behind you, and step your right foot forward to a forward fold. Press your fingers into the floor or blocks, lift the heart. Exhale, bow, draw your feet towards each other, hands to hips or out in front of you to come up. Uddhva and hands to the heart and arms to your side. Good. Everybody feeling those hips work? I hope so. Good. We're going to come into twig, which will just be a nice pose to open up our quad. A gentle opening of the quad. Hands at the heart, all the weight goes into your right foot. Left knee's going to bend, reach around with your left hand, grab your left foot. Try and draw your knees towards each other. Flex the toes on your left foot. And then root yourself through your right supporting leg. Draw the tailbone down towards the floor. Draw or roll your right shoulder onto your back. And then extend the right arm. Breathing. Bring your hands together. Left knee comes forward. Extend the left leg and bring your left foot to the floor. Good. We'll switch to the other side. Make sure your feet are grounded and rooted into the floor. All the weight into the left foot. Right knee is going to bend. Reach around with the right hand. Grab the outside of your right foot. Flex the toes. Draw your knees towards each other. Draw the tailbone into the body. Rooting yourself through your left supporting leg. Roll the left shoulder blade onto the back and then extend your left arm. Breathing. Good. And bring your hands together. Right knee comes forward. Extend the right leg and foot to the floor. I love all the feet. Thank you. Shake it out. And come back to the top of your mat if you're not already. Hands to your side. Standing nice and tall in your Tadasana, feet grounding you into the floor, lengthening through the side body, and inhale arms all the way up. Exhale, bow forward, forward fold. Press into your fingers, lift the heart. Exhale, bow. Step back with your left foot. Drop the left heel and windmill your arms all the way up. Warrior two. Feet are going to draw towards each other. Tuck your right hip underneath you. Good. Arms are extended. Lift the shoulders up towards the ears. Roll the shoulder blades onto the back and let your shoulders soften. Now engage your core and draw the tailbone into the body. Good. And here we will come into bound warrior. So bring the arms behind the back, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulder blades onto the back, turn your chest towards the front of the mat, and bring your chest along the inside of your right shin. Draw the feet towards each other, pull your right hip back, draw the shoulder blades towards each other as well. Don't let them collapse. Hands can stay on the lower back or lifted.
And extend your hands to the floor. Bring a block to the outside of your right heel, behind the right heel. Right hand to the block. And we're going to straighten our front right leg and windmill the left arm up. Trikonasana. Feet draw towards each other. Tuck your right hip underneath you. Spread the fingers on your left hand. Breathe. Make sure that you're pressing the big toe mound into the floor on both feet. Take your left arm in front of you, parallel to the floor, roll the left shoulder onto your back, and take the left arm over your left ear, palm face down. Keep drawing that right hip underneath you. And bend into your right knee, bring your hands to the floor, left knee to the floor. Knee pad if you'd like, may be handy here. Left hand onto the floor, right hand to your right thigh. Draw the foot and knee towards each other. So feel the engagement through the pelvis. Rotate your right shoulder blade onto the back. Keep your chin in line with the sternum. Open the heart here. A little bit of a back bend. And then as you're ready, slowly bend your left knee. And this might be where you stop, or if you like, reach around with the right arm, grab your left foot, draw the foot towards your hip, flex the toes on the left foot. And you want to keep rotating the shoulder blades onto the back. Heart is opening, quad is opening. And slowly release. Bring your hands to the floor. Lift your left knee behind you and step back to downward dog. Your knee pad can move to the right side if you like. Pausing in downward dog for a moment, just to integrate all of that into the body. Keep lifting the outside of the arm, shoulder blades on the back, engaging your core. And then on your next inhale, step your left foot forward, right heel to the floor, and windmill your arms up, warrior two. Draw your feet towards each other, tuck your left hip underneath you. Arms are extended. Keep drawing those shoulder blades towards each other on the back. Breathing. As you exhale, hands come behind the back. Interlace your fingers, roll the shoulder blades onto the back. Keep them drawing towards each other. Turn your chest towards the front of the mat, and then you're going to bring your chest along the inside of your left shin. Feet draw towards each other. Left hip draws back. Breathe. And take your hands to the floor. Block on the outside of your left foot behind the left heel. Left hand to the block, straighten your left leg, and windmill the right arm up. Trikonasana. Feet draw towards each other. Spread the fingers on the right hand. Keep drawing that left hip underneath you. Tailbone into the body. Heart is opening. Make sure you're pressing into the big toe mounds on your front foot, back foot. And then bring your right arm in front of you, parallel to the floor. Roll the right shoulder blade onto the back. Take the right arm over the right ear, palm face down.
And then look at your front foot, bring your hands to the floor and your right knee to the floor. Right hand onto the hardwood or on your flooring, whatever that is. Left hand to your left thigh. Draw your right knee and left foot towards each other. Rotate the left shoulder onto the back. Chin in line with your sternum. Keep engaging through the pelvis here. Invite a little bit of a back bend if you like. Chin still stays in line with the center of your chest. And then bend your back knee. So you can stay there or reach around with the left hand this time. Draw the right heel towards your hip. Flex the toes on your right foot. Keep drawing the foot and knee towards each other. And slowly release. Hands to the floor. Lift your right knee behind you. Step back to downward dog. Flow through plank. Lower to the floor. Untuck your toes. Roll the shoulder blades onto your back. Pull yourself forward. Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale to lower. Do tuck your toes and push back. Downward dog. From your downward dog, inhale your right leg behind you. Keep the hips level, press into the toe mounds of your right foot. And then step your right knee forward as you come into pigeon. Tom, you'll have to roll to your back, I think. There you go, you know where we're going, good. From your pigeon pose with the right knee onto the outside of your right mat, of the right side of your mat, draw the foot and knee towards each other, engaging your core. And then bend into your left leg, reach around with the left hand and draw the left knee, left heel towards your left hip. Bring your hand into the center, right hand, sorry, I didn't say which hand. Draw your left hip forward, your right shoulder back. Do lift the heart. Toes are flexed on the left foot. And then slowly release your back leg and come down onto forearms. Keep drawing your right knee back, left knee forward. Slowly press into your hands and push yourself back to downward dog. And we'll switch sides, so lift your left leg behind you. Keep your hips level, press into the toe mounds of your back foot. And on an inhale, step your left knee forward, coming into pigeon on the opposite side. Draw your right knee forward, left knee back. Bring your left hand in front and bend your right knee. Grab the right foot with the hand. Draw the right heel towards your hip. Flex your toes on the right side. Good. Draw your right hip forward, left shoulder back. Engaging your core. Breathing. And then slowly release. And come down onto your elbows. Keep drawing the right knee, left knee towards each other. Toes are tucked behind you on the right foot. And then slowly press into your hands to come up. Roll to your left hip and swing the legs around and extend them out in front of you. Tap them on the floor and windshield wiper the feet. Good. Have your blocks handy. You'll probably need them. We're going to come into fire log. I know that's a favorite for a lot of people. So let's have the right shin parallel to the front of your mat and flex your right foot. So the little toe side of the foot is pressing into the mat. And then take your left leg and your left heel and place your left heel on top of your right knee. Flex your left foot. This is where the blocks can be handy. So I can stick this block under my left thigh. I can also put one under my right knee, just to help me in this pose. Now, if you can bring your feet and knees together here while still flexing both feet, that's good. You can also have your hands behind you, sitting nice and tall. Even that can be quite a bit of opening here through the hips. And in this case, you're probably feeling this in your left hip, I would hope. Maybe you're feeling it in both. Now, from this position, you can stay exactly where you are. Rotate the shoulders onto the back. And then if you like, you can even push your chest forward as you tip the tailbone up behind you. When you do that, you should feel even more through that left hip here. Keep your feet flexed. And if that's the case that you can come forward, you can bring your hands forward, but do stay on fingertips so that you can still draw the shoulder blades onto your back. And this is probably where you'll feel the maximum opening through that left hip. Agnistambhasana. I think that's close, Roxy. We know it's Agnistambhasana. No. Something like that. Good. Keep tipping that tailbone up behind you. Just a few more breaths. I know how much you're enjoying this. And then slowly come all the way back up. Lift your left knee and extend the legs out in front of you and tap them on the floor. And windshield wiper the feet. And we do have to do it on the other side. So the left shin is parallel to the front of your mat. Flex the left foot. So the little toe side of the foot is pressing into the floor. Right heel to your left knee. It's really important that the feet are flexed. It really is going to be protecting the knees here. And then have blocks underneath whatever knees you need to, thighs, or draw your foot and knee towards each other. If you're in the full pose, I like to lift my hips with my hands and draw my hips back. And then rotate the shoulders onto your back wherever you are and tip your tailbone up so that you can open your chest, open the heart forward. Keep flexing the feet. Breathing. Just think of how great your hips are going to feel, more open. Yeah. And if you want to bring your hands forward, you can do that again. Do stay on fingertips so that you can draw the shoulder blades onto your back. Keep tipping your tailbone up behind you. Noticing the breath. And then slowly come all the way up. Lift your right knee, extend the legs out in front of you again. Tap them on the floor. And then make sure you're sitting in the middle of your mat. We're going to come onto our backs here. Hands on your knees and slowly bring yourself all the way down. Keep the hands on the knees as you extend the knees towards the front of the mat, releasing the lower back, your hip flexors. If you like to rock just a little bit here, side to side. And then place your feet on the floor. And take your feet outer mat distance and have the knees bent. Keep your feet flexed, arms go out to the side. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, just roll the knees to the right. Keep your feet where they are. And as you inhale, come back up through center. Exhale over to the left. Inhaling up through center, over to the right. Nice gentle twists here. Inhale back through center. And we're also opening up the hip flexors here in case you didn't notice. Over to the left. Inhale back through center, over to the right as you exhale. Keep both feet really flexed. You can gaze over your left shoulder. If you want a little bit more opening through your outer left hip, place your right foot on top of your left thigh. Keep the feet flexed, really important. Protecting your knees. And then uncross your right foot, bring your feet back through center. Just make sure your feet are still positioned, outer mat distance apart. And then as you exhale, roll the knees to the left, flex both feet, make sure they're engaged. Gaze over your right shoulder. And if you want more, place the left foot on top of your right thigh. Each side may feel a little different, in terms of the outer hip here. And then slowly uncross your left foot, come back through center. Bring your feet back to regular hip distance apart. Draw the knees up towards you, and we'll come into happy baby. As you know, I love to end this way. Soles of the feet go up to the sky. Draw the tailbone down. Push your feet into the hands. If you like to rock a little side to side here, that might be good. Breathing. And then slowly bend your knees, feet on the floor. And we're going to come right into Shavasana. Extend your legs, arms to the side. And just relax in your Shavasana. Let yourself settle into the pose. Let everything go. All your expectations. See if you can just flow in your Shavasana. Can you be present with this pose as opposed to letting the mind wander? Take a deep inhale. Fill the lungs, expand your ribs and the belly, and a slow exhalation. And with each inhalation of breath, allow the awareness to return to the body. Aware of the toes and the fingers, the neck and the head. And moving or stretching in whatever way the body is craving to move. Slowly bending your knees, placing the feet on the floor. And as you exhale, gently roll to your preferred side. And on your next inhale, slowly extending your top leg, pressing into your hands. And once again, find yourself in a seated position, sitting nice and tall. Hands on your thighs, shoulders are up, back and wide. Soft gaze with the eyes or the eyes closed. And just notice the breath for the moment. Notice if you are more in flow with life or if there's still resistance within the mind or the body. If you're able to let go of whatever your expectations are and just be with what is, life is so much simpler, more joyous, more peaceful. Slowly bring the hands together in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. We'll close our practice today by chanting the sound of Om. Take a deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth, clear the throat, and inhale to Om. May you enjoy the benefit of your practice throughout the rest of your day and into your evening. And may all those that you come in contact with also benefit from your practice. Thank you so much for being here today, committing to yourself, and for sharing and letting me be a part of that. Namaste.